Hey guys, this is Sharp Tutorials, and today I'm back bringing you a Juggernaut video. And again, as I said in my last video, I'm really not able to find as much time as before to play, but when I am, I'll see if I can upload a video. And as in previous videos, this is kind of my hybrid Juggernaut. He is a tank spec, but in mostly DPS gear, which I'll talk about. So I jump in, target the guy that has a special ability, and position myself around so I can push him off. That way removing one player from the fight and removing the player that has the ability. So that's a pretty good move right there. In the Odessen control points, it's also really important to remember to stay on this point right here. And since everyone's so grouped up, this is where I feel the Juggernaut tank spec does greatest, because with his crushing blow and other AoE capabilities like smash and sweeping slash, it has a lot of potential to do damage to a lot of different targets. So you want to be basically using your smash, your crushing blow, and cooldown, but also you want to be putting your health debuff on the target. Nowadays in PvP, a lot of fights get drawn out and over long periods of time, so putting the trauma or anti-heal on targets is very important. I'm also making sure to keep my guard on people and taunting whenever it's available. But basically just doing DPS, especially focusing on healers or two people that have special abilities or anyone that seems to be free casting on the side. So we seem to be cleaning up the fight pretty well. Again, just putting more trauma on people and switching targets. And again, switching my guard. I switched a little bit too late and probably should have group taunted, but a little bit too late there. Then I see there's someone on the edge right here, so I put a mez on him just so he can't enter the fight. Fortunately, somebody breaks the mez, so I just filled up the resolve bar. I saw a group up, so I put reapplied trauma on a couple targets, and then jumped back in to finish one guy off. As you might see in my discipline, as he's trying to run away, I'm dashing and then do my saber throw as a kind of gap closing ability, and then as soon as he hits the ability, I jump to him and then push him off. Again, utilizing your pushback, understanding where the environment is, and how you can remove someone from a fight is very important. Yes, it would have gotten you more DPS to kind of just finish him off, and I have faith that I could have finished him pretty easily off. The Juggernaut, even the Juggernaut tank spec in DPS gear hits very hard, and I probably could have done it, but it was a little bit quicker, a little bit more efficient to just push him off, and a lot more fun. So have awareness to what's around you. So I saw that the mid control point was active, and so I just kind of looked around, seeing what the situation is and what I could best do. I realized that they had a healer and a DPS there, and so I probably couldn't do too much. I'm glad I waited, and when I waited, I saw that the south or node was active, and so I went there as quickly as I could. Notice how I enter this fight. I see that there's multiple people attacking, so I intercede over and jump again to get into the fight quicker and put my protection capabilities on my target, as well as just start off the fight with a little bit extra rage. Again, when you're defending a control point on Odessen, you want to make sure that you and all of your teammates are staying inside this little square so you can continue to defend the node. Do not get drawn outside, and do not get pulled away, because then they can just recap. See what some of my sorcerers are taking a little bit of extra damage, so I make sure to intercede over and continue to do DPS. Now I'm kind of stepping outside the node a little bit just to finish him off, but I'm still within range. We're able to put a power up on the node as well, so defending this is additionally a little bit more important. Putting a stun on him just so we were able to finish him off in that little window. Putting on my single target debuff and just kind of filling abilities just to finish him off. The two nodes are not active anymore, but I wanted to make, the node that we're defending at south is not active anymore, but I wanted to finish off this guy, just so we could make sure to send him back to spawn and then choose a different node to go to. So I knew that neither of these two nodes were active right now, so I could go to either one. I knew that my rest of my team was going one way, so I wanted to support and see what the situation was on the other node. Now I see it's a 1 or a 2-on-1 right here, a 2-on-2, and so I jump in. He deactivates the node, or he tries to deactivate the node, and so I intercede over to him, put a guard, do some of my taunts just to try to keep my teammates alive, and then generally just keep up my DPS. You want to make sure you're putting, as you see, I'm constantly doing my little AoE sweeping slash, and that's just to put trauma on the target, just because that they have a lot of healers on their team that makes their healers a little bit less effective. Also, as you notice, I'm peeling the people that are trying to attack my range DPS just by putting my taunts on them, and just generally attacking them makes it harder for them. Now I mad dashed away just because I wanted to make sure I could catch up with the rest of the group, putting on some DPS, making a lot of great progress, but since he's a healer, he's kind of able to bubble himself and stay alive. Now I made a pretty big mistake right there. I don't know if you guys saw. I used my push while he was white barred, and you just gotta make sure you're watching the resolve bar. Not only does the white resolve bar mean that you can't get stunned, but it means you also can't get like pushback and stun, which is what our kind of push is. So you want to just save your push, unlike what I did last time. Now I see someone on the fringes that's low, and so I switch my focus on him, make sure to finish him off with a nice crushing blow. Again, in group fighting like this, mez those two targets, and then jump to someone. It kind of glitched, unfortunately, so I had to just switch targets. And then I see someone's on me. He's a shadow, but I want to pull him away from my team. My L-Westing over here, I pull him away. Now it's a one-on-one. I feel really confident. As you can see, 24.5k hit right there. And so he realized right away that he couldn't beat me. I separated him well. I still had some of my defensives up, and so he had his stealth out. I used that time while he's went out of combat to heal myself up. Notice my positioning underneath the stairs so that anyone around the corner couldn't jump to me or fire bullets and interrupt me before I wanted to re-engage. As I'm running across here, you see that I kind of mouse over or circled my little foot icon that's on my toolbar, and this is just to show how important it is to keep your guard on someone, even if the person is not actually near you, and it won't drag you out of combat. It'll just give them a little bit extra protection and speed you up so you can go from node to node quicker, which is really important. Now, notice my positioning here. I try to draw one of these guys out, and again, just as I talked about defending, you want to draw people to the node. When you're attacking, you want to draw people away. So I drew one guy away, and we jumped back in this node right here. It wasn't actually active, I didn't realize that until a little bit too late. But I got the damage increase, and then was able to put a lot of DPS on someone just to finish him off really quickly. As you can tell, just by ducking away and getting the little red power up, it helped me finish one guy off. Now I jump in, turn my camera, and push. All the push capabilities come within your camera tilts. You gotta make sure that your mouse is either sensed enough or you're aware that it's not just on how you're faced, it's how your camera is tilting. And so that's why mouse turning instead of keyboard turning is very important. If you want to hear me talk about my way of keybinding a little bit more, I have the video on that, just check out my channel. But it's little things like that, little mouse keys, and instead of just clicking on icons, key binding them, that's what's really important and helps you become better. Now, what this person did was really good. I don't think he did this on purpose, but he waited until I was close enough and then jumped to me, therefore pausing me in my motion and also getting the power up. And so, again, he's not a very well geared, or I don't think a very good player, and so I was able to put him down very quickly, but he did also pass the power up onto his tank, which was very good. So although he might have not been geared very well, he did two really good things, stealing the power up from me and then passing it on, so we had to waste more time of getting the power up and getting it from a tank, which takes some time. So in the end, although he didn't do very much damage, he did objectively pretty well. So now, once we got the power up, I just kind of assess my situation, kind of check where I'm going. You want to make sure you're using the power-ups constantly, guys. I got this speed boost, so I can go straight toward mid, where I know it's inactive. I knew that the two, out of all of them, this is the one that's probably closest to me. So I'll put my guard on, intercede over, and then start up my attacks. As you can see, I'm getting a lot of damage right away, and then also I'm able to just kind of keep my other DPS alive right here. I have all of my defenses up, which is really good. I mez the guys in a group, so I could kind of interrupt them from a little bit when they're grouped up, doing the crushing blow and my sweeping slash with my debuffs on the target, and guard swapping again, just so I can keep my guys alive. Again, more AoE. This tank spec is really good at AoE, so it's additionally pretty good on this map. I did my mad dash to kind of just protect myself, starting to hit a couple of my defenses because, again, I'm in the middle of things, taking a lot of damage. I'm taking the damage from my guarded target, but generally just being effective as a tank, so I want to make sure I'm alive to do that. Now, again, just constantly putting taunts on targets, jumping around, seeing who needs to get attacked. Whenever I see a low target, like that guy right there, who was low for a little bit, I jumped over, but his healer was keeping him alive. To stop him from getting healed, I kind of put my trauma on him, both the sweep and slash, with all the rest of the people right there, therefore increasing my DPS and decreasing the enemy team's HPS. So that's really good. I get stunned right here, but I'm able to live through it, again, just kind of popping more and more defenses, I'm not getting a lot of heals this game, but I'm getting enough to kind of keep me topped off. I see that there's only a couple more people on the node, but it looks like they actually capped the node somehow. I guess we were off it for a little bit. So I mezzed the 2 targets on the edge, interceded over, and then did a really nice force scream. I took my discipline that my intercede increases the damage of my next attacks, as I'll show you at the end of the video, and so that using the constant intercedes also protects my team, but also increases my DPS a little bit. Now I saw someone with free casting, and it's really bad for a SWTOR to cast free cast AoE, because he'll do a lot of fluff damage and eventually wear you down. So I pushed him into the fight again. As you can see, putting a lot of good pressure on him, and then that's the end of the game. So I'm still not max level, as you can tell, but I'm in all of my old 65 gear, so I'm doing pretty good DPS. As you can see, second DPS, second protection, but I got more protection than the top DPS and more DPS than the top protection. As you can see that if I wanted to, I could probably do half and half, like I'm doing right now. I could do the hybrid between the DPS and the tank, or I could do one or the other, do full DPS and start getting top DPS, or doing full protection and probably getting top protection. But what I like about the hybrid spec is it gives you a little bit of leeway. As you can see, my utilities and gear right there. Gear I wouldn't copy because, again, as I said, it's 65s. I'm not having a lot of time to increase my gear. And besides, I'm still getting bolstered. Not as much as I used to. The 5.1 patch actually increased or decreased the amount I got bolstered, which is very unfortunate for me in particular, because I kind of rely on the bolster right now. And so I'm getting a little bit less damage than I was able to previously. But I still got like a 30,000, I think, 31,000 hit with a crushing blow. So I'm still doing pretty good DPS. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I can't exactly tell you when the next video is going to be, but keep subscribing to me, keep liking my videos if you can, and I'll see what I can do in the near future. So thanks for your support as always, and I'll see you next time.